Hey, my little sugar wiggers. What's up, my beautiful butterflies? Come on in the building. Let's talk about it. This just came to mind, and I was like, let's go out here and let's chat about this on a Saturday night. It should be fun. It should be entertaining. Lifestyle changes. Give y'all a few minutes to come in. I have the live already pinned the handle for my chat. So if anybody wants to come up and talk on the panel, I told you I was going to be doing more panels this year. I'm starting now, starting today. You can feel welcome. Everybody is welcome over here. So while I was sitting here thinking, while I'm waiting on y'all to come in, I was thinking about the roles of a man and a woman and how much they have changed in, say, since the 80s. As when I was a young woman, still with children at home, still raising children, and going through my life and looking back at my life, I was thinking about this. Now, I compared it to my parents' life. And when I look back at their life, I had a two-parent home. It was seven of us. The father was the provider, and the mother was a poor school teacher back then. Teachers weren't making anything back then as compared to what they're making now. And I started looking at things, and I started thinking about it. How reversed the role is for me as to them. But yet they didn't make what I made in my lifetime, but had basically the same things and was able to do the same things that I could do now. Hey, Aaron, I'm glad we got men coming in here, Aaron, because I need a man's perspective on this also. I can only see things from a female's point of view. Although I grew up with four brothers, I know basically how a man thinks differently in some instances, in a whole lot of instances, than a woman would think. So we have some changing times going on right now. We're living in those times where things are rough, things are pretty hard. People are struggling just to survive from day to day. Hey, Chase, glad you came in. I'm men coming up in here because we're going to talk about this today because I got questions about this and I want to know y'all's point of view. I'm good, Chase. So we see men working from home, women working from home now, which is different. Since the pandemic, we have more of that. Companies have figured out that if you stay at home and you still do the job and you're productive and the work gets done, they're saving money. They can downsize even the square footage of the building they might be renting. Okay. Paychecks are different these days. People are making more money in these times than they've ever made in their life. And I'm speaking basically of the black race. I can't speak on no other race because I don't live in the house. I can't speak on people's lives when I don't live with them. So I can only tell you about the black race and what I've seen over the years because I've been here for a while. So we also see where men are staying home and they're taking care of families now. How do y'all feel about that? The woman is going to work, the man is staying home, and he's taking care of the children, getting them ready for school, taking them to school, picking them up from school. He's cooking, he's cleaning, which was always a dominant role for the woman. I'm just in my mind trying to piece all of this together. Now, we do know that women are making more money now than the men, in most cases in the black race. So does this bother y'all that you may be with a woman that is making more money than you? Personal experience. When I started off with my first husband, I made more money than he did. It bothered him to the point that he got up and switched jobs and went in a position and in another place. He took the experience from the first job and landed the second job so he could make more money than me. That would have been in the early 80s. But I don't see that in 2000 and thereafter. It's like men don't really care. From what I see, who makes the most money for as long as they can live comfortable. So that's a change in role that I'm seeing. Hey, Miss Mary. So we know when it started. I'm just wondering, how do y'all feel? Okay, Chase is commenting and he says, I believe in His Majesty Father God. My only thing is, if the children are okay, whatever works for the kids, whatever works for the family. Okay, that's a good perception of things. Sean, what you missed? Nothing. We just came on. We've only been on for a little while. But we're talking about changing gender roles, I guess you would call it, and how men feel about women making more money than them, playing the role that a woman used to play in society. And do the children see any difference in anything? Hey, Miss Audrey, thank you for coming in. So that was just some questions in my mind and some thoughts that was crossing my mind, because throughout life, your life is going to change. Nothing remains the same forever. I started off as a single woman, then a married woman, a divorced woman, a married woman, divorced woman, married woman, widowed woman. So I've been through all of the roles: single, married, divorced, and now widowed. Is there anything else out there? So I've had to deal with all of it. Never, ever being dependent on a man, so it didn't matter whether a man was there or not there. And I think looking at life now and seeing how the world is operating, there are a lot of women with men that are not making the money that the woman is making. And that woman has a dominant role. She makes all the decisions. She calls all the shots. Well, I'm just looking back in time and I'm thinking, ain't no way that would have gone on in my home. No way. My father adored his family and his wife, and probably would have went to prison if anybody had even disrespected his children or his wife. They just never did. He was a man of few words. He was a jolly person, much like me, full of laughter, full of joy, at peace in his life. She was the educator. She was the one who helped with the schoolwork. He was the one that went out and made the money. She was the one who took care of the clothing and the food in the house. He took care of everything else. So looking at it from my perspective, I'm sure it's going to be different, because if you came from a one-person household with just a father or a mother, things weren't the same in your house. So I can only speak for my household. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay. I think some men take advantage of good women too. It rips my heart apart to see this woman doing it all. And that has been for a long time. Now, growing up in my era, I didn't see that as much. There was always a two-parent household in most instances. Women and men stayed together back then, no matter what the weather. They may not have even liked each other in the end, but they just stayed together. That's that old school stuff. People in my generation started saying, hey, this ain't working. I can do it by myself. I make enough money to take care of me. So we rolled out when things weren't right. We didn't just stay there a lifetime and now looking back, oh, I wish I had left. You can't bring those years back. They're gone. So I don't look back and reflect on my life and see no bad decisions I made. If it wasn't working, it wasn't working. Okay. Maybe it started out good. Maybe it ended up bad. Maybe I didn't see the person that they really were, or they didn't get to know who I really was. You can look at it from all kind of perspectives. Whatever. If you're going to leave, make it peaceful. You don't ever hear me talking about my exes bothering me or me bothering them. No, I've told you over and over, when I'm done and I'm moving on. We see each other, we speak, you know, how you doing? How's life? Life serving good? Okay, great. We don't even have to talk about the child anymore because the child is grown with children, teenage children. So there's really nothing else to talk about other than how you doing and how's your health or what you've been doing, that kind of stuff, just small talk and going on. They've moved on with their life and I moved on with mine. And it's been so long since I've been with either one of them until they're not the same person I was with. I'm definitely not the same person they were with. So that's a great relationship to me. Okay. It's supposed to go both ways. Both parties need to go down the middle, split down the middle. Both parties do their part. Okay. So you like a 50-50 type of a relationship. Nothing is wrong with that. In the first marriage, ain't no way he was fixing to take care of no finances in no home because we wouldn't have had no home. We'd have been sitting outside. So I looked at him coming straight out of his mother's house into our home. We bought the home and closed on it in November and then moved in. That would have been November 78, moved in December of 79. So we never lived in an apartment until we got ready to build the second home. We sold the first home and then moved into an apartment. And then while we were building the second home. But he didn't have parents. He had two parents, but his parents didn't teach him anything about business. So I took over the business part of that relationship. Nothing was lacking. House notes always paid, all bills paid. By him making more money than I was making then, what I would do is put his money back into savings. And then I would take my money and I would pay everything out of my paychecks. I would buy everything out of there. But both names was on the savings account. So it really didn't matter when things didn't work out and we split. Everything just split that we had. Okay. Who's going to take the house? Who's going to be responsible for this and that, the insurance on the child, whatever. That didn't really matter because I could insure my own child. He chose to do it, which was fine. And the money that was in savings, boom, here's yours, boom, here's mine. The house, I don't want the house. We had rental property. Give me the rental property. That's the smart thing to do. Why should I keep a 5,000 square foot home with a note back then? I'm talking about in the 80s of $1,588. Okay. And I have to pay that out of my pocket, even though the house was practically new, and then take care of the child too. Because I don't know what you're going to do when you leave up out of here. I know what you have done. You've always brought the money home, but you ain't at home no more. So I had to think smart. The smartest thing for me to do is take the rental property, which is bringing in money with little bitty notes on them. One note back then was like 200 and something. I didn't have no house note back then over $300. So I'm making enough money, whether it's rented or not, to pay the note on it. You see what I'm saying? And I bought them strictly for investment property. That's it and that's all. And it turned out great because I kept them I bought them when my child was probably about 6, and I kept them until her senior year in high school. So all 4 of them, and that's how I put her through college. Because the father did not basically do anything for her. Once she turned 18 and the child support quit, that was it. He was just a father figure in her life. But so far as money coming in to pay a car note or help with school, didn't happen. And so I feel like I did the wise thing. Okay, let me move on down. In this day, you have women making more than men, which it could cause conflict, and you have the men taking care of the kids. That's facts, Miss Audrey. That's what I was asking the men that's in the chat. That's why I was glad that they came in today, because I want to hear from a man's perspective and their point of view. And basically, Chase has said that it should be a 50-50 proposition. But to Chase on that, what if the woman doesn't make enough money for it to be a 50-50? The salaries would almost have to be the same if you're going to have a 50-50. Am I right? So what if you making 100K and she's only making 30K? How can she do a 50-50 when she's $70,000 less than what you're making? How do you work that then? Because I would think maybe for her to feel like she's doing something, y'all have kids, you take care of the kids. You take care of the food in the house. You take care of maybe the utility bills. And then whatever's left after that is yours. Now, if you just want to take care of her and y'all can trust each other enough where you know she's saving money, she's just not out there throwing away money and spending money, then I guess it would be okay. I wish you would have read my comment right before. Laughing, okay. Did I not read it? Did I miss one? I read all your, we as real strong men uplift a woman because she is our weaker vessel. That does not mean unequal. Gotcha. Okay. I got what you're saying, Chase. And I agree with that. That's a strong man, but every man out there ain't a strong man either. Now, Chase, we got to be real about this thing. You got men out there weak as water, don't know how to handle no business, and don't even have respect for the woman. I mean, if you got your woman out there hustling and you sitting at home and you ain't doing nothing but taking her to work so you can have the car, and you at home all day long, and then you riding around the other woman, that ain't no strong man. And then y'all done been together all day, then you go pick her up in her car, and then you haven't even cooked for her. The house ain't clean. That's a weak man now. And that's a weak woman. Any woman who would have a man like that, who does not go to work. The Bible tells you if you don't work, you don't eat. I don't get those kind of women at all. You got a man just to say you got a man. There ain't nothing he doing for you. Now, let's move it on. Okay. I think some men take advantage of good women too. I read that it rips my heart apart to see women doing it all. But a lot of times you got to think women make that choice to do it all just to have a man too. It's like they feel like there's no other man out there. You fell in love with this man. Every man that's been in my life, I fell in love with them. I allowed them in my life. I had a choice. I turned down as many or more than were in my life. At different eras or points in your life, you see people differently. When you're in your 20s, your teens, you lusting then. If he look good, he driving in a nice car, you ain't worried about where he living. Ain't nobody got nothing right then. But as time progressed, You're getting to be an older 20 now. You're moving into your 30s now. Shouldn't you see life different? Okay, you've been out there working, say you 35. So you've been out there working 10 to 15 years now. You should have upgraded your life as a man to want to have more. At some point, you knew you were going to want a wife and a family. So if you didn't, and that woman choose to want you in her life, I fault her because she could have kept on moving by herself and doing well by herself. Aaron said it's supposed to go both ways. Both parties need to go down the middle, split down the middle. Both parties do their part. I agree. But still, nobody has told me how you going to fix it if you making the 100K and she making the 30K. What's down the middle? How do you divide down the middle? In this day, you have women making more than men, which could cause conflict, and you have the men taking care of the kids. That's true, Miss Audrey. We had talked about that, I think, just before you came in here. And most of the men in the chat are saying, that's fine with them. You know, they don't have a problem with that. And that's the new gender roles that we have out here. It wouldn't work for me. I'm old school. That just wouldn't work for me for a man to be at home and I'm out there at work. No, we going to work together. Whether he working nights or I'm working days, and I'm gonna tell you that's a hard life too. Because with the first husband, I was working a shift work. So I could have 4 days on, 4 days off. He was working days. So he was home every night. After we had our child, there was always one parent there. Either he was there with her or I was there with her. And then we had a nanny also who kept her when we both were working days. But once she got up to, I think she was 2, when her nanny passed away. And my mother-in-law lived next door, so she kind of helped out for a little while. And then I had a girlfriend who had a daycare, so she started taking her to the daycare with her. He always got off early so he could pick her up before 5. And that's when you had to pay after money for them staying over after 5. So he was always there before 5, or it didn't matter to her. She was going to take her home with her. So she always had some type of parental guardian there with her all of her life. Chase said, I wish you would have. Okay, I read that, Chase. I'm sorry. My father taught me how to protect my mom. That's a good thing, Sean. When women are more vulnerable and we're more fragile creatures, or we used to be. You got women out there now that's taking the role of a man, and they out there slanging and swinging like they're a man. I never wanted to take a man's role from him. I've always wanted to be protected by a man, whether he was my husband or whoever. That man have enough respect for me. I feel like I have enough class about myself where he was going to step in and say, you're not going to talk about her like that. Oh, no, okay. Now you have men coming for women. You have women coming for other women. So where is the man's role if you're going to get out there and you're going to take over everything? You're doing too much, in my opinion. Love you, Miss Beautiful V. Thank you, Chase. Love you more. Miss Audrey say some men feel belittled if the woman making more money, which causes lots of issues. That was starting off in my home with that first husband. But he didn't make it an issue. He got up and showed me, you're not going to make more money than I'm making. I was perfectly satisfied with it. It wasn't that big of a difference either. It was only about $5,000 a year more that I was making than he was. And that was because I work shift work. So if you're working a 12-hour day, the last 4 hours are considered time and a half. Plus you get the shift difference. That's going to make a difference. Plus, I had the opportunity to go off out there on my days off and make money. I could hit a holiday and make double time. Him working straight days, that was Monday through Friday. So that $5,000 was the difference in how I made it. But had he been working shift work at that job, it wouldn't have been no big deal. But the job he worked was a Monday through Friday. So he left there. He wanted to be the man making the most money. You think I'm a complain? No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Romance and making love is not all a bad thing in a marriage. It's not bad at all. That's what you should be doing, Chase. God put you here, man and woman, Adam and Eve, from the beginning, for them to multiply, right? So I know times have changed on that too. And I have nothing to say about the LGBTQ community. Nothing whatsoever. That's their choice. That's their life. That's their lifestyle. I don't know anything about that because I'm not gay. So I don't see anything wrong with a man and a woman. Well, if you don't connect and you have feelings for each other, how long is the woman or the man going to stay together? I think there's a difference in going to bed and making love. It's a big difference. You just don't care nothing about how the woman feel, or you don't care nothing about how the man feel. You there for the wrong reasons. You got a motive behind sleeping with that man or sleeping with that woman. That's a horrible thing because you taking advantage. Somebody's taking advantage of somebody. That's not good. Not at all. My friend is dating her deceased friend's husband and presented before everyone at church. What you say? How long has the man been? Wait, the woman passed, Miss Audrey. More negative comments was on her, not the man. That's another thing, Miss Audrey. A man can get out there and he can run down the street butt naked. People will laugh at him and talk about him for a day, and they'll forget it. Let a woman run out there butt naked, and they'll laugh at her and talk about her a lifetime. You see the difference in a man and a woman? That's why I can't get jiggy with women coming for other women just constantly. That's not a good look, in my opinion. It's a bad look if you calling yourself a lady. Now, in this day and time, I don't know what you call folks like that, but that's not a good look. Not at all. I think both of them are guilty. Okay? Sean says, true, a helping partner. Okay? I believe in that. I don't believe that one should do, because to me, with the last husband that passed on, I did not work for 10 years. He told me when we got together, if you move up here, you don't have to look for a job. I make enough money to take care of me and you and anything we want to do. I want the house kept clean. He was a big man. He loved to eat. He wanted the freezer down in the basement stocked, the side by side upstairs in the kitchen stocked. So that's what I did. And it wasn't much to clean up. It was just me and him in there. I had all day long. He left at 6 in the morning. He got back around 6 at night. I had all day to do whatever I wanted to. I had my own vehicle out on the driveway. He had his. The only thing, living in that area, he made a point to let me know, you're not going into Baltimore by yourself. You don't understand the culture here. They know you're not from here. I don't want nobody taking advantage of you. If my mother can't go with you or one of my family members, I'm not with you. Don't go into Baltimore. But luckily there was a mall not too far from where I lived. So I found everything I needed in the area where we lived. And then when we would go into Baltimore, it was, I always felt protected. First of all, everybody knew him. And I felt protected because I knew his character. I knew who he was. You wasn't going to disrespect me or him, period. Okay. Bush watchers, welcome. Come join in on the content tonight. Please tap that like button. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't even see what's going on with that, Miss Audrey, but I appreciate you telling them. Personally, if it was me, if I had a child with a woman, I would rather her stay home and be with my baby. Pardon me, but I would rather their mother be home to be with them as much as possible. And that's the way I see it too. It was okay the days I was working, you know, and maybe he was off. If I had to work on a weekend for her to spend time with her father. But during the week, I had to spend time with her. Or we had to spend time together that night before she went to bed. On the weekends, I didn't care about how long she stayed up because she didn't have nowhere to go. We would stay up, we would watch TV, pop popcorn, sit down as a family and do games with her and just have a good time. So I agree with that. Sean is saying exactly, and Chase agrees. Sean talking about Jody. Baby, you trying to break some laughter in here. No, we don't do Jody's. Not Ms.V. Because Jody get your girl and gone. He be gone, Sean. You know Jody. You coming in the front door and Jody leaving out the back door. Jody ain't finna wreck my home. You can have enough problems in a home without a Jody. If the man ain't doing nothing for you, then you need to just get rid of him and go get you somebody who can. It ain't gonna be Jody because Jody ain't respecting you now, or he wouldn't be up in your home. Now think about what I just said, okay? If the parent's role has changed when kids are older, explain it to them because they might be confused by seeing their friends' family different. In this day and time, every family out there is almost different too. Having worked in that school system, I saw it all. I even saw kids that were sisters and brothers. I knew it because I used to live in that area. That's a horrible thing to me because they could end up dating and even get married. My friend owned a daycare down in Texas City for years, and there were a lot of kids up in that daycare that were brothers and sisters. And I often wondered if the parents told them that they had the same father. You had a lot of kids up in there who had the same father, even, but different mothers. So the gender roles were different on both sides. But the point I'm trying to make, do they know they related? That's something kids just need to know. I always make sure when my child was small, growing up, that she knew her family. Don't come with this craziness. One time, I think I told y'all this story out here. I went to school with this guy, and he had approached me to date me. And I really liked him too. Lo and behold, the first night he comes down to my house, my mom looked at him and she asked him, she said, "Aren't you George's son?" He said, "Yeah, I'm George Jr." She said, "Oh, come on here, let me talk to y'all. Because she's not going to be dating you and you're not going to be dating her. Y'all are distant cousins." But all generations were still alive. We were like third or fourth cousins. She just put a stop to that right away. And then called his daddy and told him what was going on so he could talk to his son. You think parents do that anymore? They don't even know who the folks is dating. And then they come up here with all these grandchildren and stuff. And all y'all related. And then they wonder what's wrong with the child. They too closely related. That's what's wrong with the child. A man should want to do that for his family, work and provide. Exactly. Or don't get no family. Just stay out there single by yourself and do you. Spend your money however you want to, do with your life, whatever you want to do. But once you start talking about marriage and children, that's a whole different game plan now. I agree, Chase. Good point, Miss Audrey. Times are changing. And they've been changing since the 80s. That's when I really started seeing a big change in lifestyle, in homes. And then these products are coming out of these different homes. And you think it's okay because that's the way you raise yours. And you raise yours so good. No, you did not. You didn't teach them nothing. They disrespectful. They don't have no kind of, especially women that have raised men and didn't teach them what they know or put them around men where they can understand what being a man was. That was a sad situation. That's why your jailhouses are full. These kids get up in their teens. They ain't listening to you. They don't care nothing about what you say. Who are you? They will challenge you. That's the difference in today's households and yesterday's households. When two people are married, their money and assets become one. Should. They should. You're connected then. You should be one then. And you should be able to leave and split things equitably where nobody's hurting when they leave. No, you don't have what you had together, but you ain't hurting by yourself. Neither one of them. Mm-mm. And that's the one credit I give my child's father when we split. He was there, even though he went runaway child running wild. He never lost his job, and he never ever, child support was put on payments. When he got a check was cut for his company for me. And back then, we're talking about 86. It was $800 a month. Don't you know that was a lot of child support back then? It's not in today's world, but it was a lot back there in the 80s. When the house note was only $600 and some dollars. Yeah. Holy Spirit helper, you help each other mandatory. Okay. Sean? Chase is agreeing. Right. Speak it, Ms.V. Right men only took power from women. You mean white men instead of right men? Because they physically could. But if you notice in their race, I've noticed this over the years, their woman never really had an education or a good job. Many of them just stayed at home and that man got out there and made that money for them. Time started changing with them in the 90s. You saw more of them getting out, going to work every day because their lifestyle changed too. They didn't have the big corporate jobs in the 90s like the older ones did. They either were entrepreneurs where they got out and they made that money for that household, or they were in a business where they were at the top bringing home money because they had that good old buddy system. They bring that friend in and move them up the ladder fast. We always knew more, in my opinion. We always were smarter on these jobs, but we didn't get the raises like we should. And we definitely didn't go up the ladder like we should. That started breaking in the 90s, where we started moving up the ladder. But they were only going to let you go to a certain point. That's when I decided, I've been here, I've trained them, and you are putting them in the position that I'm training them for, but yet they're going to get paid. I'm not going to get paid. Let me show you. I can get out there and do it for myself. And that's when I left and went into business. What you laughing at, Sean? Talking about, yup. My friend's deceased friend has only been dead 8 months. Word on the curb say they had romance going on before she died. Was she taking care of your friend? Or did she have some type of connection inside of their home? Their adult kids don't know how they feel. I just think both are guilty. And it may be that they were already going together if the woman was down sick. But I'm going to tell you this much about that woman. If she was that sick, she was ready to leave out of here. She didn't care nothing about what was going on with them. She was trying to live, or she was getting her life together to leave here. That's fact. But if this woman was in the household or connected in any way with him before the woman left here, that's subject not to work. She'll never get treated as good as that woman either. Even if they get married, whatever the situation may be, she'll never have nothing but the woman's crumbs. That's it. The children not gonna let it happen. For one thing, my stepdaughter did not want my deceased husband to get married. He had been by himself 18 years. Ain't no way they wanted that, but they couldn't tell him what to do. Like he said, I've raised y'all. Y'all are out on your own. I'm in here by myself. And if I see what I want in my life, y'all gonna have to accept it or just don't come over. And he put it out there to them like that. The son was okay. The daughter was used to running a household. He had her since she was 4 years old. As I told you, his ex-wife was a registered nurse and went to all the way to street drugs. So he took his child and he raised her. So it was her and her daddy. She didn't want not just me in there. She didn't want no woman there. It had been plenty that had come through, but that's what they did. Came in and went out because she controlled it up until he met me. Neither should the man neglect his responsibility at home or with affection with spouse and kids. You're right, Chase. The majority of my clients smoke that wacky cigarette, get drunk, and do lots of cursing in front of kids. That's horrible. That's horrible. Those kids are not going to fully respect you. Even if they never say anything, they ain't coming around like they should. You're going to always be doing for them, but they'll never do as much for you as you've done for them. I just can't respect people that just go cursing and just cursing just to curse. Every now and then somebody may make you mad enough for your words to slip. But you got to think. Just like the other day when I came out here and Lake's children were watching me. And even though I never cursed, they saw me in a different light because they've never seen me tell anybody off. Get away from me. I don't care about you. I don't give a doggone what you think or how you feel. Leave me alone. It was always coming out here with just a message, laughing, talking, and having fun. I had to come back on that live and tell y'all that because I don't never want to respect any children or anybody for that matter because I'm not a disrespectful person like that. I don't bother people. I don't go in people's business. I don't care about that. I care about me. I care about the people who come in here in my chat and what's going on with them. I disagree with that. Around kids under 18, they're gonna grow up cussing. They used to get off them buses cussing. Down there where I am now, baby, we got one that'll call you the N. You don't have to be black for her to call you the N. That means somebody, wherever she came from, was saying that N word. That means that All that cursing they do, they curse each other out, they curse us out. And I'm just sitting there looking at this like, wow, it's going to take a while to change that behavior because that's what they've heard. That's what they know. It's just sad when you don't have to do that at all. You you can't choose words to say versus just cussing somebody out. That's some new stuff too. Women from my era did not do that. That's some new stuff that's just, to me, it's not good. Mm-mm. I can tell you off without cursing you out. I'm gonna leave it right there. Hey, Miss Sandra, how you doing? That's why family have family reunions. Exactly. When it comes to kids knowing who their relatives are, that has kind of went away the wayside. You are out here now trying to get to know virtual people when you may not even know your own family. I ain't trying to know no virtual people like that, where I'm trying to meet them and greet them like that. For what? We're going to meet and greet one time. We don't really know each other. What has come from these meetings and greetings? A lot of falling out. Because you know that person virtually from your chat. But when they actually get with you, they may not like you at all because they see the real you then. Nobody out here that I deal with do I know. I've never met them to be in their company. We know each other from a chat or a channel, and that's it. We could get around each other and say, oh my God, you are not who I thought you were. You're seeing that just out here in this virtual world. People aren't who they say they are. They give you false personas. They send out their representative, and then the real them comes out. And you're like, oh my goodness. Ooh, I don't want to be around you. You want to be around me, but I don't want to be around you. Mm-mm. A man should do his part as well as the woman. Okay, Aaron, I totally agree. I just think the male should take the gender role of being a man. Okay? We were created differently. And it has always been that the man married the woman. I'm not going to say for her to just be his woman, but he has always, since the beginning of times, played the gender role of going out hunting for the food, bringing in the food, even for her to cook for the family. And as we got more civilized, he went out there and he worked from slavery in the fields. The woman may have been out there too, but he still was the man in wherever shack they lived in. But these women have made these men sorry like that, bringing them up in their home. Why do you need to bring a man up in your home? He ain't a man if you with him and he ain't got a home. Why would you want him? I don't get all that. Mm-mm. I look like a fool bringing a man up in here living in my home. He ain't playing no role but up in here to say I got a man. No. My father didn't allow any guy to come with braids in his hair. I was embarrassed, but I do understand his wishes. It was back in my generation, them gold teeth. Ain't no way you was coming up in there with a mouth full of gold, that big old afro with them platform shoes, and ooh wee. If they had been living now with them pants sagging with the booty showing and the short, that's a prison thing. That was a call in prison to do that kind of stuff. And the rappers brought it out here. But that was the most horrible thing to me I've ever seen, is a man walking down showing his butt. Mm-mm. And I'm glad that the times have changed. You don't see as much of that now. Thank God. Um, my mother didn't allow any man. Okay. On this segment, other day, a man stated he had 60 boys. What? On this segment the other day, a man stated he had 60 boys and 48 girls, tons of grand and great grandchildren. Hold up. 60 and 48, that's 108, baby. He didn't tell how many women involved, and he stated he has a relationship with all of his kids. Kudos to him for even acknowledging he got 108 children. Well, when did he work? It took a lot to make 108 children. You don't get pregnant every time you have sex. Jesus, go ahead on. Okay. And what's wrong with all these women that they kept sleeping with this man? Some of them had to know each other. They didn't care. How could he have supported all of those children when people are having a hard time supporting 2 or 3? Okay, you don't have so hard a time with one, but if you got 2 or 3 in the house these days, that's hard. If I may say something, if my kid wanted to marry his 3rd or 4th cousin, I would be okay with that, possibly even 2nd. Why, Chase? You don't think the bloodline is too close to be marrying a cousin? First cousins is out of the question, okay? But other than that, it would be possible. All right, to each his own. There's no right or wrong. That's your opinion. I have to go along with whatever your opinion is. If my child was in love with a beautiful person, I would be okay. I'm looking at bloodline, though. You don't think that second cousin bloodline is still too close? Personally, I'm not going along with that. If I know it, I'm not. If they were married before His Majesty Father God, it would be okay. The Queen of England was married to her second cousin. That don't mean it's right, though. I don't look at royalty or celebrities and what they do. They do wrong just like anybody else. I don't put them on a pedestal because of who they are. We all are on a mission in the end to get to heaven, if you believe in God. So how is he going to judge that? What does it say about that biblically? I could join in on the convo if wanted. Bless. Okay, if you want to come up, Chase, there's the link. You got to hit the link, and I'll bring you up. Okay. Chase, my father's family is light skinned and they only date light skinned people. So they married each other. Oh, wow. And some of their kids are autistic and have medical issues. Bloodline is too close. It's like dogs out there. Dogs don't care. So when they get in heat, if the female is there, bam, thank you, ma'am. You've seen brothers and sisters from the same litter going together. Them dogs be just as crazy, and you can't teach them nothing. Hit the link if you want to come up, Chase. Just touch it right there. You see we're chatting with Ms.V, and I have the link right there. Just hit that link. You'll show up in the studio, and I can bring you up. Also, I was not, and anybody else who's in the chat who wants to come up. Also, I was not saying white men. I was saying right them men take power from women in general. Okay, because I wasn't sure when I read that. Thank you for clarifying that. Right, Ms.V, agreed. Also, Miss Audrey, if I may, there are many, many other cases of such where they are not that way. In some instances. But you're taking a 50-50 chance. It's okay. I can read the caps better, so it don't bother me to put it in caps. Sean is saying message. Sean, if you would like to come up, anybody. Miss Audrey, I respect whatever you said, though. Okay. What's up, Queen? Okay, Queen is in here. Good. So, Alex, I don't know how long you've been in here, but we have been talking about gender roles, gender relationships, and how lifestyle with marriages and children have been changing. So, you're from a different community. I don't really understand who plays the gender role and how it works and all of that, even though I've had many friends that are gay. But how do you feel whoever is the dominant person or whoever takes the role of a man, I don't even know if it's like that. With them, and then that's hard to ask you because I don't know if it's like a male and female relationship. But if you want to come up and explain it to Ms.V, feel welcome. And to all of the beautiful queens and kings in the chat, much love. Okay, thank you, Alex. You leaving or you staying? Hey, Miss Joy, how you doing? Miss Vivian, love you, Miss V. You are a beautiful woman. Hello to all the chat. I'm listening. Thank you, Miss Vivian, for coming in. I appreciate your compliments. Miss V, I'm sorry I'm late. These streets and still on fire. I'm sick of them streets. I am. Because it's a virtual mess. And as you see, I've been tried to be dragged into all of this stuff that's going on and the lies that's being told. I can't. I got to get on back over here on my channel. It doesn't matter if it's only two in here. If they want to go with that drama and fight each other out here, black people, go ahead. I don't care to be involved in all that. That's why I said, leave my name out your mouth and out of my business because I'm ignoring you. That's what people who have told me, Miss V, we ain't trying to hear that. We trying to stay relaxed over here. We trying to stay out here on this virtual cruise ship, sail around the world, enjoy each other's company, chat about things that's important to everybody in life because what they're doing and what they're saying is not going to benefit nobody. It's not going to benefit them because it's bad money. You made it the wrong way. And that's why none of them are holding on to it. They're not advancing. They're not doing anything but just sitting there doing the same thing this year they did last year. Instead of saying, dang, look back on last year. This ain't working. Let me go get me a job. Let me go get me some benefits as you get older. So when your behind gets sick and have to go into the hospital, you won't be a charity case. You won't be out here begging for cash apps. I can't with all this. Give me a cash app. Send me a cash. Let people do it if they choose to do it. Be independent of anybody. YouTube was never designed for you to just come out here and work for your money and just donate all your money to that person. No, you know what you got. You know I'm appreciative when you give, but I'm never going to come out here and tell nobody, um, let's have a cash out party or let's um, do a scam. Or, no, go on with all that. Miss Alex is saying, Vivian, hey, love, I am so happy you can be in the chat. I missed you. And I've been missing you too, Alex, but I understand your age bracket. And, you know, if you keep up with these people with all this drama and all this stuff, it may be entertaining to you. And that's fine. But I don't see that as entertainment at all, period. I see that as bashing. I see that as putting somebody else down. I see that as jealousy. I see it as hate. I see it as you really, really are obsessed with that person to the point that you would do anything to hurt them because they left you. It's almost like a bad relationship. And it's looking real strange to me. When you can't leave people alone, it's something wrong. I agree with you on that. The man should take his role. Yes, Chase. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing on Saturday evening? How long you been in here, Miss Jackie? Because we've been talking about gender roles and lifestyle changes over the years. Love you too, Miss Vivian. It takes skill to be real, Tupac. It does. It really does. To come out here and be yourself every day, regardless to what the naysayers say. You will know over time if what they're saying is the truth. First of all, to me, if I say something about you, Sean, and you counteract me, I ought to be able to prove it. If I can't prove it, I shouldn't have said it. Because now you making me look stupid because I done sit up and I done lied on you. And this person done come out and brought proof that you lied. Now, if a person want to sit there and continually listen to you, then that's days of your life. It ain't days of my life. I'm not going to let my life pass me by. With some stupid stuff. He was still the protector. Okay. That's the male. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sean, what you laughing at? You did not come up on the panel. Who asked me? Was it Chase? You ain't hit that link yet. Okay. Alex, I had it pinned, didn't I? For the StreamYard. Because that's a different one, chatting with Ms.V at 9166. I think that's going to bring you up to the one where I'm out here live on YouTube. So I put the StreamYard one up there for StreamYard for them to be able to hit it. Okay. I think I'm right, Alex. Y'all know more about this stuff than I do because I don't come out here like that on StreamYard hardly at all. But I say, let me go ahead on and pin it up there right now. But it's a lot's going on out here on these streets. I know some of the things going on. I know there's a birthday party. That was supposed to be a music party tonight and all of that. But that wasn't what was on my mind. We should not take his majesty's Jesus' name in vain. Never. I used to get on Miss Diane about that all the time. Calling the Lord's name in vain. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lord have mercy. I say, God, dog, every day is the same thing. That has become your routine. Stop calling the Lord's name in vain, and when you really need him, he ain't going to answer. You calling on him too much for the wrong thing. You just using his name. Okay, I know your knees are hurting. Mine hurt too. But do you ever hear me all day long? Oh, Lord. No, I get up and go do something about it. I operate different. I love you, but that scares me. What you mean you love me, but that scares you? It shouldn't. You can love without it scaring you. Kissing cousins. That's what it would be, Sean. Exactly. I couldn't do that. I'm too close to my cousins. All of my mother had 7 sisters, and we all grew up around each other, even if they lived in different areas. Like some of them came from California, they came to Detroit. But a lot of people that lived in the north, the south, and the east, the north, the east, and the west, they came back south. Especially in the summertime, they would send their kids back home to their parents or their aunties and their uncles. And it was a different life. And we've talked about that as adults, how they grew up in Los Angeles and how they grew up in Detroit or in Gary, Indiana, wherever my cousins were coming from, back to the South to their grandmamas. And we all spent the summers together and we grew up together. But it was more like family games. It was family outings. It was everybody is at Aunt Cree's house this weekend. We all staying down there. We all over the floor. We everywhere because we together. And that's what made the difference. And we having card parties and mama in the kitchen cooking and we all bunched up at the table together. Move over a little bit. Got to sit right there. Because there was so many of us. 7 sisters brought a lot of children. And they all were gone except for my mother and 2 other sisters. The other 5 left. And they went, to pursue their lives and their professions. But we're too close for that. Mm-mm. That would be like me marrying my brother, my cousins. I look at them like that. I look at my cousins like my sisters. No, ma'am, I do not think it as too close. I don't put anyone above anyone else. Praise be to his majesty, Father God. Okay, like I say, Chase, you can look at it however you choose. That's your opinion. But as for me and my household, you ain't fooling with no cousins, and I know it. Okay, Alex, I appreciate you putting up my Cash App. And thank you so much for everybody who has sent Cash Apps, Super Chats, Super Stickers, Super Thanks over the year. I do appreciate it. And I'm sure my little kids that I left behind, they really appreciated it because they looked for their snacks every day. And I haven't talked to Miss Diane to find out how they are doing, but I'm going to see one of them this weekend. I'm going by his house because his mother has a present for me. And just to hear what he has to say about Ms.V being gone. Ms.V, you have to pin it in the comments. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back up. I don't think they're coming up. The one I had up there didn't work, Alex. Okay, it starred in the comment if anybody wants to come up. But I think, Alex, that's the one for the regular YouTube because I'm on StreamYard. Okay? And that's the one I got from StreamYard. Is it the same one? Okay. I'm going to put yours up there. Okay, let me go back down, find where I was. I'm right here where you told me to pin it, and I pin it. Okay. We have gender roles in the gay community. Okay, that's interesting, Alex, because how do you determine who is going to be the male role or the female role? It doesn't matter. You can have 2 female roles or 2 male roles. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Somebody who would know. Okay. Everyone, please hit that like button. You a battle rapper, Ms.V. How you figured, Sean? Now, I ain't never been no rapper. I just started really listening to rap here lately since I've been out here on YouTube. Never really cared for rap because I didn't like the way they disrespected women and what they were saying. And it took me so long, I'd have to listen to it so many times where these kids just pick it up and they be just going with it. It's like, what is he saying? And then when I listened to it, I was, I'm done. He done called that woman a B. He done drug her up and down the street. I'm not too apt to want to listen to that, okay? Understand, Ms.V. Once I saw you were on, I came. I love your content. Thank you, Alex. My little baby girl said she loved the content. And that's another thing. Y'all will see all gay, straight, whatever in my chat because I am not to judge anybody, and I don't. People are people with me. I could care less. If they happy with their lifestyle, I'm happy with mine. Do I understand it? No. My first encounter with being around somebody that was gay was when I was in college. She was one of the first ones to come out the closet because everybody was in the closet back then. They didn't start coming out really until late 70s after the Vietnam War because it was taboo. I mean, it was something wrong with you if you were like that. I've never questioned it because I don't really care. I've never really done research on it to find out if you were born this way or if it was a choice you make because it really don't matter to me at all. Benefits is a good thing. Savings, investments. Say it again, Ms.V. You better believe it. If you don't have benefits, you could be making $200,000 a year. and have to go right up the road downtown to MD Anderson, and that $200,000 could be gone in a week. Some of them shots that they give you up there are $10,000 to $20,000 just to give you energy, just to make you feel like you're alive. I know. I've been there many days with my mother's side of the family. I just can't do the breakup to make up games, not even in my real life. You from the booth. We have a mentality where if we can't get along, we get on. People that I'm seeing virtually out here, they can't do that. They just have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, okay, you repeating yourself now because you said that yesterday and the day before, but you got to bring it up again. So are you doing it for views and for money? Or are you really that hurt behind what somebody said about you that you can't move on? What is the real problem? And if you ask them, what is their problem? They can never tell you. I have asked 2 people out here. They came for me. What did I do to you? Why are you bothering me? They can't tell you. So it ain't my problem. It's their problem. And I'm going to keep it that way. And I agree, Miss Jackie. That breakup, the makeup and all that, no. What's going to make it better the 3rd and 4th time around? And people keep doing the same pattern over and over, and you keep accepting it, then it becomes a norm in your life. Like I say, I ain't gonna disrespect you and don't disrespect me. Get on. Find you somebody like you where y'all can do y'all's thing, okay? Because I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm too old. I don't want to be bothered with that. I need to take a break. My BFF told me it's negative energy. Okay, Alex. So is this the same person that you were with when you were heartbroken a few weeks ago? Because if it is, you've just done what me and Miss Jackie said we ain't doing. We ain't gonna be going no back and forth with nothing. No arguments, no men, no women, not nothing. That doesn't make sense. It's not gonna change anything by me just going back and forth with you. It's gonna make me look like I'm just as dumb as you. I don't care. I'm past that. So I have to keep a balance, a healthy balance. We all do. No matter what the gender role is, we all have to stay within a healthy mindset, or you'll let this stuff take you down. You can't worry about what somebody's saying that don't know you. They just talking. They okay with lying. I'm not okay. I could come out here and lie on everybody that have said anything about me, but they have a different motive. They want to keep me down with them. You cannot. I don't care. I'm not staying down there with you. I'm not you. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want people like that around me in my life. If you're not real. Sean, what you laughing about? Baby, you and Tajissa would just bust out laughing for no reason. Been in here for 5 or 10 minutes, didn't get notification. That's you too. But I appreciate you for coming in, Miss Jackie. I want to make a song with you. What's the song gonna be? What we gonna name this? What we gonna name the song, Sean? It's got to be gospel now, cause you're a minister, right? We ain't doing no rap. Okay, so what's the title of the song? Or is it an original by somebody else? We're gonna remake this song. What we gonna do, Sean? Okay. My family, we have all nationalities, gay, lesbian folks, shacking criminals, folks with addictions, DV, Christians, and I can get along with anyone. Just show respect. That's it for me, Miss Audrey. I don't care nothing about none of that, like all that you name, because you're going to have that. That's the makeup of the world that we live in. It has always been all of that. Even when the gays and lesbians were in the closet, they were still gay and lesbian. They just came out and let the world know. For as long as I'm respected, I'm going to respect them. I'm going to get out from around them. That's just the way I've always walked through life. You think I'm going to change now? I don't even know you. I just pray for my family and others. And that's all you can do. And people do change. A person could have been a very bad person. You've had classmates in school that you thought would never amount to nothing. And these people are living well, enjoying life, and have become very respectful in their communities and in the neighborhood or around the world. People don't remain, nothing remains the same. Just because you evil and mean now, it's a choice you making. You can either stay that way or you can change your ways. I'm not an evil, mean, ugly person. I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a grudgeful person. I'm not a person that won't share. But I don't choose to change who I am if I've been like this all my life and I've been accepted the way I am by the majority all my life. Why would I want to come out here in a virtual world and change my life to be like yours when I don't even like yours? That's a dependent person. I'm an independent person. There she is. Where you been, princess? How you doing, sugar? Every royalty would go to you. I don't know nothing about no money. I don't care nothing about no money. I need to know what you gonna sing. I might not even be able to do that. My voice ain't what it used to be. I used to be a hell of a soprano. Could hit them notes. Not no more. Them days is over. But what we gonna sing? I might could do it in alto. Come on. I don't see the StreamYard link, or I would. It's up there, Alex, under Alex Lane names. Alex Lane name. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. You see where I'm pointing right here? It's blue. It has Alex picture on the side. Hit that light. Hit the string. And it's gonna show me that you in the studio. And I'm gonna bring you up, Chase. But I don't think that's the one. I promise I don't. Because I think that's the one from my normal YouTube channel that I come out here on. If you went over and you got that off that channel, that's not the one. The one I had up there first was the one. That's the StreamYard YouTube. The very first one I put in the chat. So hit it and see if it comes up and let me know, Chase. Yeah, Tajista wants to know how's the new job, Chase. Chase is saying, hey, Tajista beautiful, it's amazing. Praise be his majesty, Father God. How are you? Chase, Ms.V has got type it in chat. Just a second, please. Thank you. Okay. Alex, I charged my mind today. You change your mind today? I love Big Head. Now keep hating on my child and see what happened to you. Ain't no room for no hating over here. We don't do the hating stuff. We don't have no reason to. We don't want nothing nobody else got. So we don't hate over here. We love and communicate over here. Talking about she loved Big Head. We knew that all the time. Everybody in the chat told you was jealous. By the way, where his clothes? I brought his clothes out here to change him before he came on live. And he didn't change his clothes. So he ain't coming on live. Because I forgot to put his clothes on. That's what he was going to have on. And he had his blanket. Okay? So he ain't coming talking to you today, to just. Still got his pajamas on. Mike Epps in it. Remember when you couldn't find a place to sit everybody huddled around the TV? Yes. That's all the entertainment we had back then and outdoor games. We ain't have no Nintendos like my child had growing up and whatever these new games are now that cost a fortune just to buy the game to go in there. Oh no, I thank God we didn't have to do all that to entertain a child. Every child got to have a cell phone now. I made it a whole lifetime without a cell phone. My child didn't have no cell phone until she was almost graduated from high school because she came up during the time when they had pagers, junior high and high school. She was probably about 11th or 12th grade when the cell phones got popular. Mm-mm. And the minutes cost so much back then. You paid as much for minutes as you pay for a phone now. I remember my brother when he got the first one in our little town. He walking around with this little leather bag, and the phone was big as a house phone inside the little leather bag. I'm like, and then would talk on it, say, "Hey, man, call me on my other phone. I gotta go." Them minutes will eat you up. Audrey, I think all of our families have a mixture. My mom's side is educated, lawyers, doctors, RNs, churchgoers. My dad's side, substance abuse, criminal activity. Pretty much. My father's side of the family, he was an only child, so he always took to my mother's side of the family because he didn't really have that many people. And by the time I came up some age, he had three aunts that lived in Chicago and then an uncle in St. Louis, and the rest of them were already dead before I came. And he was the only child. He had one half sister, which we met her. I knew who she was. She lived out in Flagstaff, Arizona, and they remained close over the years. And then when they left Flagstaff, they moved back to Jonesboro, Louisiana. So we were able to get to know her much better in their old age. The link needs to be on the comments. No, it doesn't. I had the link pinned up there in the beginning, but Alex said it wasn't. Nobody has told me if you could hit the link. And the link is in the comments. I got the link that Alex dropped from the comments and pinned it up here. But nobody's hit it or nobody said if it's working or not. Hey, Sting. Sting, you've been on live with me before. We on StreamYard. I took the link from StreamYard and pinned it up there, but nobody hit it. Then Alex came in and she put this one in that's different. Let me get to the bottom. See if anybody says it's working. See, y'all not even telling me about it. We ain't gonna worry about the link because I think that's the wrong one. The very first link way back up in the very beginning was the link. I'm gonna put it up here one more time. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. That is the link that goes with this StreamYard right here. I'm starting it. There it is. At the bottom, I just did it. Okay. There it is. It's back up there again. Now you should be able to hit that link, and anybody who wants to come up can come up, and it'll show me that you're in the studio. All right, let me go back up and get these comments while I'm waiting on somebody to hit that link. Okay. Okay. Miss V misunderstood me. I was saying my BFF said I need to listen more positive content versus negative content. And she telling you right. Why would you want to hear negative stuff? They ain't gonna do you no good. There's somebody's there. Okay. Hold on. Hey, Miss Jackie.
Hi, Miss V.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just came up to see if it worked.
Okay, I appreciate you, Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie is my moderator, and I thank you so much. And if you have anything to say, you can stay up here.
Okay, there you go, Ms. V.
Don't leave now.
I just got up here. This thing.
I know this thing. That's what I'm saying. You say, there you go, Miss V, as if
I was
I'm
just
gone.
checking it for you.
Okay. Because I thought that was the right one that I pinned in the first beginning. Okay, Chase. So now you all you got to do is hit that one if you want to come up. So, Sting or Jackie, y'all have anything to add to the conversation since you're up here?
Mm, no, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back in the chat.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see. Okay. I got it, Alex. It's working. So we waiting on Chase. Now he was the one that wanted to come up. And Chase is saying, I rebuke the evil. Okay. Okay, put it back up, Miss V. I did already. Exactly, Chase. Don't come in messing with people, and especially if they ain't messing with you. You trying to be in that life. They ain't trying to be in your life. Uh-uh. To just it means patience. What are you laughing at? And Sean, y'all be laughing at stuff. I don't have no clue what y'all laughing at. But please hit that like button and subscribe to Chatting with Miss V. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Sorry, I am not good with technology, but if someone was to be kind as to put the link, I'll join. Chase, it's up there. It was up there in the beginning. I just put it back up there. Hit the link. That's all you got to do. It's sitting right there beside my picture. Touch it. Okay. He back in here, I think, y'all. Hold on. Hey,
What's up?
Sean.
What's up? How you doing?
All right. What's going on, bro?
Oh man, I'm sitting,
Speak a little bit louder, Sean.
no, I said I'm sitting in, I'm sitting there like cracking up.
What you laughing at?
No, because you be speaking the truth.
But you know what, Sean? I really appreciate all the males that come in because y'all can bring a different perspective to the channel because it's mostly women, but y'all are greatly appreciated because a lot of times we as women don't see it from a man's point of view.
Yeah, understandable, most definitely.
Okay, now that you up here, let's talk about this song. What's the name of this song?
Uh, oh, what? Which one? What you talking about?
Then weren't you the one that was telling me about the song? Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talk to me about it.
The conductor. Yeah. I got a song called it's a song called "The Conductor" and stuff. And it touches on a lot of stuff, like like what you were sitting there talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and it's like it's basically like everything that's like it's basically everything that's moving around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like like how this, like how cause like I'm in an element right now that I'm creating a new sound.
Okay. So you are a musician?
Yeah. I play a whole bunch of I play a whole bunch of instruments.
Okay. That's cool. So do you do your own music and then put the words
Yeah,
to it?
yeah,
Oh, y'all,
yeah.
go ahead on.
I'm like one take. Like, yo, I do one take. If it's not good enough, then I won't release it.
So do you have music out there that we can listen to?
Well, yeah, like like if you like give me your email, like, cause I really don't do like YouTube and social media like that, but um,
I mean, is it out there on the open market where we could go and hear it? Like, is it out on YouTube or
no,
anywhere?
I just send it to you personally, like you have I send it to people all over the world.
Okay, well, somebody drop my email in the chat for Sean. What's
You
up,
know what I'm
Chase?
saying?
Hey, Ms.V, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for having me. I always watch your lives and you have a lot of great things to say. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
having me.
Chase. It's good to see you because I don't know what people even look like.
Right? Oh, yeah. I'm always behind the scenes, huh?
Yes, yes.
I
So
really enjoyed your talk tonight. It's been very wonderful, actually.
thank you. Where do you live, Chase?
I'm from West Virginia. That's where I live right now, too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
certainly appreciate you always coming in. I'm glad you like my lives.
bless you. I love your lives, actually.
Well, thank you. Give me some more subscribers then. Let's run it
Yeah.
up.
Definitely, yeah, yep, definitely. I will definitely share the message. I mean, because well, it's a good place to come and actually, talk to someone who's a lady and that has good things to say. I liked a lot
Yeah,
what you were saying earlier, and if I may share with you, I just really, uh, I think a man should always open a door for a lady. I think that he should always, make her feel protected. And I loved what you said when you said that about women being sensitive creatures. And I say that in a way too, that just because they are a weaker vessel doesn't mean that they're unequal. It's just that we are physically stronger. It's our duty.
Exactly.
We should want to protect it. And it's very alarming and saddening to see that not happening. Like, not letting, like, a lady walking on the outside of the road, like a gentleman should want to be on the outside, and she walks on the end. Things like that.
I look at men as my protector.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
that's
Okay.
right.
Yes, ma'am. I do
All
agree.
right then. Well, I'm glad, Chase, that you decided to come up. So
Yes,
I hope more and more people come up so we can talk to each other and we're just one big old happy family over here. I've always said it doesn't matter to me what nationality you are people to me. And
Yep.
that's the only way I can explain it. And for as
Yep.
long as you're
That's it.
respectful to me, I'm respectful to you.
That's
right.
it.
Same here.
Right there.
Same here. Hello to the other person here. I think you said his name was Sean, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. My name is
So
Sean.
if I'm not mistaken, you said that you are from Louisiana, correct?
I am.
That's
But
wonderful.
I've been to West Virginia. My husband used to be area manager over Verizon, and he
Yeah,
had Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and DC area. And he brought us down to that casino in West Virginia.
I live like maybe 30 minutes away from that, maybe if that. In a
Oh,
car, probably 20 minutes.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
the
live.
only time I've ever been to West Virginia.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yes, it's different. It's
Very
different.
mountainous.
It's different.
Very mountainous.
That's I'm gonna leave it just like that.
Yes. There are some good ones here. There are some good ones here, and and
Yeah,
it's
that's
wild
right
being
there.
from West
I
Virginia
like it.
and making the comment that I made earlier about the whole cousin thing. And I loved what you said because you said that you were very close with your cousins. And I don't want to presume or say anything. It's maybe you had like a big family.
I did.
Um,
My mom had 10 sisters and brothers.
I'm definitely not about, because what you were saying, and I think it was Miss Audrey, she said about, the bloodline and things like that.
Mhm.
The way in which I was speaking was, Kind of the same way with the Queen of England, and I'm not putting her up on a pedestal or anything, but if it was for a good reason, if it was for like, this family, like we've known this person for a long time and they're in love, then yeah, but it doesn't happen in my family, if I may say. I just was throwing that out there.
Okay.
By
Like
no
I say,
means.
there's no right or no wrong over here. Everybody is can express their opinion however they feel, and nobody's gonna bash them or they're gonna get out of here. I mean, we all live different lifestyles. We all live our own way, or we should, and we should be able to accept what you're saying, whether we agree with it or not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming up tonight, Sean. I'm gonna see what Chase. Let me see what Sean is talking about here with this music thing. And
Okay,
then I will see if anybody else wants to come up.
okay.
But feel free. I'm gonna come on StreamYard more often. So anytime you want to come up and address something or have something to say, hit the link. I'm gonna put it up there at the very beginning where you punched it. Just come on up. Speak what's on your mind.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Bless y'all.
All
Bless
right.
you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Let me see if I'm clicking it.
Okay, Sean, what's the deal?
Yo, let's go. And all that. Like, like I'm okay. Like, I'm like new to all this.
Uh-huh.
I'm new to all this. Like, sitting there just, like talking and all that. Like as far as like and people like chiming in and stuff. So I'm like, okay. I was
To
like,
me, that's what makes the channel fun. When you can have different people come up and I hear echo. Okay.
can you hear
You
me?
can have different people come up and give their perspective on what they think.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
So hopefully somebody dropped my link in the chat. I'm gonna roll to the bottom right quick and see if I see it.
Yeah, well,
Bedbemom at gmail.com for me, Alex, please.
I got like, yeah, I got like over like 2,000 songs recorded.
Wow, that's a lot of music. So how do you make your money then on the music?
No, I give it away for free. All that stuff for free.
Okay. All right
Yeah,
then. Well, I look
yeah.
forward to you sending me the music. Look, Alex just put it in the chat. Can you see it? One from the bottom. Betbemom at gmail.com. BETBMOM at gmail.com.
Let me see here.
B as in Victor, E as in Echo, T as in Tango, B as in Bravo, M as in Mother.
In the chat, in the
Uh-huh. The
chat.
second from the bottom. Well, now it's probably the third. But look at Alex Lane with the wrench. Okay, I guess he got it. Okay, let me go back up. I saw somebody in here that I want to speak to. I'm not sure if he wanted to show himself. That's why I didn't say anything. Because some people don't, and he may have not known how to put just his picture up there, Alex. Please hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. Loving the accent, says Sting. Let me go back up. We got to get out of that. Okay. Whatever it was. Oh, you were talking about negative and positive and looking at negative channels and not positive channels. Okay. I do understand, Alex. I am also, says Miss Jackie. He said he did play instruments, Alex. Thank you for putting the link in there for my email. And that's anybody who wants to email me about anything you want to talk about. Somebody else is backstage. Hold on. Okay, it's Sean again. All right, Sean, did you get it?
I'm looking for because I
Okay.
got mic, cam, chat, more.
Second from the bottom. Go all the way to the bottom and look at Alex Lane.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, you are in the show. Everyone can see and hear you.
No, you got to scroll. Okay, let me just pin it. Does anybody else want to come up before I pin this? Because once I pin it, my channel link is going to go away. If so, hit the link because I'm getting ready to take it down. I'm going to
You know
pin
what
my
you
email for him.
hey, you know
Going,
what you do?
going,
You
gone.
know you know what you do is
There it is, Chase. It's pinned at the top, up underneath my name. Alex is next to it.
VET.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, hold up. Okay, hold up. No, I gotta write that down and stuff.
I think I saw Miss Mary in here. I was going back up so I could speak to her.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta write
Okay, I was right here.
that.
I find it hard to believe, Alex, that you could be shy. Yes, we want men to come to the chat. We got quite a few in here now. We got Kelvin, Sean, Chase, Aaron.
Okay, there we go. Hold up. What is it?
Okay.
Let me see. VTV.
Okay, Sean says there's something going on with the satellite. Oh, there's Miss Mary. It's there, Miss V. Okay, hey, Miss Mary, how you doing?
Okay.
Alex, I think you are wise and you know when to leave. Keep good people around you. Exactly. If they ain't positive and they toxic, they drain my energy because I got a lot of energy and I don't want it to flow as negative energy. So I just have to stop listening, stop looking, um, do not recommend, walk away, whatever I have to do to get out from around that negative energy. I gotta go.
Hey, you see what my hat says? YODA.
What is
You only
YOD?
you only discern accordingly.
Oh, okay. That's a good saying.
Yeah, like a lot of people know me around the world for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I got everybody now. So if there's no one else who wants to come up and talk on this subject, we've had a very, very good live tonight. And I do appreciate Chase and Sean coming up and meeting them. And I hope that more of you will come up in the future and let's talk about it. I mean, we're over here in this chat together. We're just one big old happy family. And by all
Yeah.
means, I'll have my email pin up there now. So if it's something that you want to talk about, we've always talked about stuff that subscribers want to talk about. It doesn't matter to me whether it gets 200 views or 2,000 views or 20,000 views. I'm not out here to make money to cover expenses for my life or my lifestyle. I'm out here more so, y'all are company. Y'all are becoming a big family over here. We're communicating with each other. We are supporting each other. And that's the way of the world. I want to be a breath of fresh air out here. When you leave those entertaining drama channels and toxic channels, be able to come over here and talk about what you want to talk about and relax and enjoy. So y'all, with that being said, thank you again, Sean, for coming up. I'm going to get off now. and go ahead on with my night. But y'all have a great night, and we'll see each other tomorrow if the good Lord says the same.
Yep. Amen. In Jesus' name.
I love this queen. We love you for bringing these positive subjects. Thank you, Alex. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
All right now. All right, Ms.V.